This is McCook's Mr. Bill. It's an honor to have you here. Just out here cleaning the truck today, but I got a few minutes and you're here for a story. Okay. 34 years I've been on the streets of McCook, and not to judge anybody, but to pass out a little bit of common sense and maybe guide somebody in a different direction than the direction they're going, be they children or adults. Now, 90% of my customers are kids, but once in a while I run into an adult that I feel needs a little bit of guidance. An example, I had a young gentleman. He just got out of high school with a diploma that was unsigned, if that tells you anything. And I knew him from kidhood on up as Mr. Bill, and he didn't have 2 nickels that he could rub together ever. He was always begging free food from me, and I gave it. Anyway, he came up one day, and he had a pretty good wad of money and whipped out a $50 bill to buy some stuff. And he came a number of times, and so finally I asked him, I said, "You got to have a good paying job." And he said, well, indirectly. No one else was there at the time. And so he told his story. And I believed it then, as I do now, though I have no proof whatsoever of it. He said that he had going to haul some laundry down to the laundromat for his mother. And he said when he was down there washing clothes, he said a woman come up to him and asked him to help move some furniture for her. Okay. And she said she'd give him a $20 bill. Well, he called his mother and said, "I'm going to be late. I'm moving some furniture." And mother said that was fine. He got over to the woman's house, and the first thing she did was give him a beer. Then she gave him a second beer and a third. Then they went upstairs, and she had him do some very private things to her. When they got done, she gave him $50. He said the first time it was quite gross what she wanted done, but he said after the second and third time, he said it wasn't that bad. And she would have him come over, twice a week. So he'd make $100 a week off of her in cash. Yeah. Then some of her friends started calling up, and they wanted him to move some furniture too. Well, he turned around and started working for them as well. And so the wad that one time, I know it had to be over $1,000 easy that he had in his hand. He kept it all in cash and on his person. Okay. And I told him, though, as soon as he had told me that story, I said, you're going the wrong way. I said, you will not succeed at what you're doing here. You see, it's bad enough to think you can break the laws of man and get away with it, even though there are 2 million cops that will do everything they can to bust you, get you arrested, because they'll get lobster and a promotion if they can destroy your life. Besides that, there's 20 million snitches out there that would love to tell on you for you doing anything wrong. 20 million snitches, real easy out there. Okay. Say you get by with that, though, but at the same time, you're not only breaking the laws of man, you're breaking the laws of God. And when you're breaking the laws of God, He is not blind. He sees what you're doing. And it won't be very long till He'll draw a line in the sand and say no more. So you've got 2 directions coming at you. And I advise you to turn around and never do this again. Find another way to make some money. Don't break the laws of God or man. Well, I didn't see him for a few years after that. He quit coming. Okay. And the next time I saw him, though, he didn't look very healthy at all. Really not healthy at all. And said that he had picked up some social diseases that they couldn't cure. Didn't go into detail. Well, I seen him a few years ago. He was 35 years old at the time. And I've seen most of the 70-year-olds that I know looked a lot better than he did at 35, if that gives you any indication of what that guy is going through. Frail, old, weak, at 35 years old from what he did. There's always a payment, and you may not like the cost of what's coming when you break either the laws of man or God. Just saying, use some common sense, and always, always keep it legal, and always do your very best not to break any of the laws of God. You rate this film. You guys have a good day.